Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. This is Nitya Kishore Dasi from Mayapur Dham. Today we are reading SRIMAD Bhagavatam 17:17. Okay, so let's follow here, everyone. We have here the verse. Thank you. Dharmo vacha etadva pandaveyanam yuktam arta bayam vacha jesham guna ganai krishno dautyado bhagavan krita. Dharmo vacha, the personality of religion said, etad, all these, by you, pandaveyanam, of those who are in the Pandava dynasty, yuktam, just befitting, arta, the sufferer, abhayam, freedom from all fears, vacha, speeches, yesham, those, gunaganai, by the qualifications, Krishna, even Lord Krishna, dautya, adal, the duty of a messenger, etc. Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, krita, performed. Translation, by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The personality of religion said, these words just spoken by you befit a person of the Pandava dynasty, captivated by the devotional qualities of the Pandavas, even Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, performed duties as a messenger or port. The assurances and challenges made by Maharaj Parikshit are never exaggerations of his real power. The Maharaj said that even the denizens of heaven could not escape his stringent government if they were violators of religious principles. He was not falsely proud, for the devote of the Lord is equally as powerful as the Lord, or sometimes more powerful by His grace. And any promise made by a devotee, though it may be ordinarily very difficult to fulfill, is properly executed by the grace of the Lord. The Pandavas, by their unalloyed devotional service and full surrender unto the Lord, made it possible for the Lord to become a chariot driver or sometimes their letter messenger. Such duties executed by the Lord for His devotee are always very pleasing to the Lord, because the Lord wants to render service to His unalloyed devotee, whose life has no other engagement than to serve the Lord with full love and devotion. Maharaj Parikshit, grandson of Arjuna, the celebrated friendly servitor of the Lord, was a pure devotee of the Lord like his grandfather, and therefore the Lord was always with him, even from the time when he was helplessly lying in the womb of his mother and was attacked by the blazing Brahmastra weapon of Ashwatthama. A devotee is always under the protection of the Lord, and therefore the assurance of protection by Maharaj Parikshit could never be without meaning. The personality of religion accepted this fact and thus thanked the king for his being true to his exalted position. Om Gyanatimirandasya Gyanam Janam Shalakaya Chakshurumilitan Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayarupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Vitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Panchakalpatarubhescha Kripasindhubhya Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. How is the
volume?
Yeah.
The volume is a little low, but we can hear you though.
Yeah. Okay, just a second. Just a second. There is something that is missing. The interface. Okay. audio interface was not turned on. Now, just a second. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare.
Yeah, this is much better.
This is a student, this is an audio interface. If it's
It
not
is.
good, then we have to kill ourselves. I'm sorry.
It's
Okay. Haribo, everyone
Hare
from
Krishna.
Africa. Hare Krishna, Mama Africa.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, so this verse is a masterpiece, speaking about the Pandavas, speaking about the glories and of the activities, the glorious activities and the character of Maharaj Parikshit, and from where he's coming from, his background, you know. This is important. Before it was like very much considered. So this is the reason why Krishna's name is Yashodanandana, Vasudev, the son of Vasudev, Vasudev, and Yashodanandana, the son of Yashoda, and Nandanandana, the son of Nanda Maharaj, because, you know, before Kali Yuga, it's the background where you're coming from, the history or a history life or dynasty, so important. But I was giving class, the classes are, you know, more or less the same chapter, and they speak about, you know, all, I'm giving classes in different platforms, more or less the same topic, the same canto, or sometimes the same chapter. And talking about Kali Yuga, it's like Satya Yuga and Treta Yuga, and then Dwapara Yuga. And then before Kali Yuga starts, there is a meeting, this meeting between Maharaj Parikshit and Kali, you know, and then some events happen, like Dharma is talking now, Dharma. And the point is, it's just like Kali Yuga is about to start, and bad women's, you know, and things around are happening. So the Bhagavatam now is described. It's like to say that, look, till now, this is what was happening. And from now on, please forget about everything you know. Because Kali Yuga is everything upside down. Is upside down. Then all the values, ethics will be all lost. Everything, the monarchy, you can't trust. The leaders, the politicians, everything, you can't do anything about it. Everything's corrupted. And 500 years ago, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he was fighting. The main thing he was fighting was the caste system. The caste system was the main thing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was fighting. That this one cannot be a Brahmana because he's from this family, that's blah, 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 from this place. And this person is very good because he comes from this background. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, this is nonsense. Kali Yuga will be everything corrupted down. Don't believe in this. And then practically what he did, he made a Javana background, Haridas Thakur, Haridas Nama Acharya, one of the main acharyas of the whole Sankirtan movement, Namacharya. And then took books written by Rupa and Sanatana Goswami that they were, you know, Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, you know what they were? Actually, they were, what's the name when somebody is cast out? They were exposed. What's the name? They were left out, or they were, you know, rejected. That's the word.
they were rejected by the Brahmanas class because they surrendered to the Muslim government and worked for them. I don't know if you know, but they, of course, somebody told the Muslim government that these two were amazing mathematicians, very good, very intelligent people. And then the minister said, I want them to work for me. And of course, they said no. And then he said, if you don't come, I'll kill all your family. Your choice. This is what happened. So they were forced to work to save their family. This is what happened. And then, but even, let me tell you, it doesn't matter the reason why. It doesn't matter the reason why you somehow or other become close to the Muslims in that time. You would be considered a completely outcast, not Hindu anymore. You couldn't do anything. It doesn't matter the reason. It's just like the law was, okay, Rupa Goswami could say, look, if we don't go there to work for them, they would kill our family. And then they would say, let them kill our family. It's your karma. This is what society would say. No, really, really. There are so many books here in Mayapur, about Lord Chaitanya Lila and about details, about Lord Chaitanya Associates life details. We are very close to Malda, just 4 hours from Malda. Malda is the place where Rupa and Sanatana Goswami were working there in Bengal. And there is a prison where Sanatana Goswami stayed before, he ran away from the prison. That prison is still there. I visited that prison. So this is the law before the Hindu law. It doesn't matter. They killed my family. Let them kill your family. This is how they spoke. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took these people, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Subudhi Roy, another Brahmana, because they spit water touched by their mouths in Subudhi Roy, he became a Muslim. He couldn't do anything. And then he said, it's not possible. He was looking for solution and everybody told him to die. Go and die. And next life, you born a Brahmana, then you can do anything. He said, no, I can't accept. And somebody told him, go and see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He may help you. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, don't do anything stupid like that. Just go to Vrindavan, chant the holy name, and serve the Vaishnavas. You a Brahmana again, don't worry. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu challenging the whole Hindu society. Because I want to tell you something very straight here for you forever know in your heads that we are not Hindus. And this is a very serious statement. We are not Hindus. Sometimes, because we are preaching, and then somebody may say, and then we don't make a case. You understand? We don't make a case that, we are not Hindus, or you're talking, like that. We don't make a case about that, but we have to understand that Hinduism is very different from Sankirtan movement. Sankirtan movement came to challenge all the Hinduism waste of time and beliefs and connect to something else that it doesn't work for Kali Yuga. That's the main point. Because this is the reason why everything gets confused in Kali Yuga. Because, but this is Shastra. And then, let me tell you something. In Kali Yuga, it doesn't work in this way. This is the reason why there is a divorce. Aradhya Bhagavam Vraje Shatanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam. Ramya Kachidu Pasana Vrajavadu Vargena Vakalpita. SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM Pramanam Amalam Prema Pumartamaham. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tatra Dhara Naparaha. If I summarized, this verse is telling that the supreme adoration of God, you know, you have to, whom to have to worship. The smallest son of Nanda, Vrajesha Tanaya. Vrajesha Tanaya, you have to adore him. The supreme abode is Vrindavan. And then Ramyaka, Chidu, Pasana, Vrajavadu, Vargena. The Vrajavadus, the women of Vrindavan, they perform the best worship, the gopis. Then Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam, Amalam. Pramanam means Siddhanta, conclusion. Amalam, Srimad Bhagavatam is the supreme conclusion which preaches Prema Pumarta Maham, the fifth biggest goal of life, you know. And then the last one is the most important line in this verse. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tatradhara Naparaha. So I'm telling you, if you don't know Lord Chaitanya, his associates, his Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's opinion about different subjects, you tell that yourself, I belong to the Sankirtan movement. If you think like that and you don't know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then you have to rectify this as soon as possible. Come to know Lord Chaitanya. Start to read Chaitanya Charitamrita, small books, to understand Lord Chaitanya's mood, to situate ourselves. To situate yourself, we have to situate ourselves. Where am I? When in the time am I? What I'm doing? Where? When doing devotional service? Because it's different from any other yuga. The values changed. You can't function in Kali Yuga. The things that was happening before, not happening. Wow, not happening right now. What a biggest introduction ever. I even start to talk about the verse. Very little. Can't believe it. Let's go to the verse. Finally, isn't it? Kali Yuga. I gave this class about, look, Dharma said, Dharma Vacha. So beautiful. These words just spoken by you, Befit, a person of the Pandava dynasty. So beautiful. Captivated by the devotional qualities of the Pandavas, even Lord Krishna, the personality of God, performed duties as a manager. So beautiful. You see, they are talking about, they're appreciating, he is appreciating the great qualities of the Pandavas, their righteousness, you know, their humility, their devotion. And Krishna was attracted by their qualities. But one thing is true, you know, like they never gave up their duties. They were, what's the name in English? They were around, what's the name? Because they have no place. They have no place. And Duryodhana was so mean. He said, you want a kingdom? I'm telling you, my friend, you know, 1 grain of earth, you're not getting even a grain of earth. It's completely, it's humiliating. He's completely crazy. He said no. And they never gave up. They were in exile. He said, no, this is not fair. And the Kurukshetra war happened. The Kurukshetra war happened. And it didn't put them down, because they never gave up their duties. Like you do your duty, you have faith in the Lord, you chant your japa, you do the 9 process of devotional service, but you don't give up your duty. So they were kshatriyas, they need a kingdom, they need the land, and they need to manage. And then they didn't become, something else. Brahmanas, oh, let it be. No, we are something else. No. This is very interesting point. And Arjuna said, you know what? I think I want to give it up, isn't it, Krishna? This is crazy. Everybody will die. Why should I do that? Why should I? I am afraid and I'm not feeling well. I'm not doing. He said that, I'm not doing. And then Krishna said, I can't believe this is you. No. And then Krishna spoke the whole Bhagavad Gita to convince Arjuna to do his duty with another consciousness. But it's very interesting that he was questioning Krishna and he was questioning his duty, because I don't think my duty is making sense now in this situation. And then yes, maybe, but your consciousness, you can do it, you must do it, but you can change your consciousness. And then Krishna explained the whole Bhagavad Gita, the whole science, how you have to fight. It's just like it's telling us, everyone, how you can do your duties in the material world. What kind of feelings you should have, what kind of approach to things, to matters you should have. Bhagavad Gita is the greatest gift. Bhagavad Gita is the greatest guidance. So guys, let me tell you something. I'm sorry if you put the responsibility of you yourself, read Bhagavad Gita and try to understand by making questions to the seniors and your spiritual master, and put this in your life. If you are not doing this and you are waiting for some miracle from the heaven, it's never going to happen. Never going to happen. I am in my house. This is a studio. It's a music studio. I am now. And you can be in your house. It doesn't matter where you are, because even many times bad things happened inside the temple walls. Yes or not? We heard that, isn't it? Bad things happened inside the temple walls, so it doesn't matter where you are. Your consciousness. For example, sometimes we are in the holy dam and we don't understand or don't appreciate the holy dam, isn't it? You are in Vrindavan, so your consciousness is what rules, not the externals. You understand? Of course, Prabhupada told us to come to Vrindavan, every year, come to India and get inspiration, external inspiration, and imbibe the consciousness that wherever you are in the world, you can remember Vrindavan, you can remember Mayapur. You bring the mood inside of you. You bring the faith inside of you. But the consciousness can be changed by cultivation of spiritual knowledge. So I am surprised to hear that people are not reading regularly or even don't know. You know how many times in Bhagavad Gita Krishna says Krishna about balance and tolerance? How many times? Because when there is what's the name, Gita Jayanti, we read the whole Bhagavad Gita here in Mayapur, only Sanskrit, and the same words in Sanskrit we repeat many times. And then I was thinking what these words are. So I checked. It was tolerance and balance. That's Bhagavad Gita. So, and then, I want balance, and I want to progress. And then Bhagavad Gita is there in your shelf. You're looking for something else, looking for something external. Many times we should remember Krishna's instructions and why he spoke those things and why he is doing this, why he is doing that. So, and try to deeply understand what's going on, why he spoke this, and we are always free to question. Nobody that makes a question is stupid. It's the opposite. Those who are able to make questions, they are intelligent. They should make questions, isn't it? And learn. Learn by reflecting on the matter. Okay, so you're talking about the qualities of the Pandavas, especially Arjuna, that is, how can I say, celebrated over and over again. Yeah, Yudhishthira too. Even the Dharma personified is, praising the character of the Pandavas. And now they are talking, and Prabhupada in the purport is glorifying the character and activities of Maharaj Parikshit, from where he's coming from, and he was with the Lord since the beginning, So how can I say, look, he came from that background, and this is what we should expect from somebody who came from such a background like Maharaj Parikshit. But you know what Kali Yuga, what happens in Kali Yuga, that you don't know. Even if a person has a good background, you don't know how they will act or not. You're not sure about their character. So this in Kali Yuga changed. This in Kali Yuga is a big change, because you could just, okay, it's coming like a big king, a very important person, a very virtuous person that comes from a very important background and well-trained, pious, compassionate, all the good qualities, and then empathetic, a super king, a super leader, and then it doesn't happen, then frustration. So that's the difference. So Prabhupada here, he is glorifying, he is praising the background of Maharaj Parikshit, but this is not, in Kali Yuga, it's not what we see all the time. You understand? So I spoke before about that because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he knew everything because he's God, he knows everything. So he knew how Kali Yuga would be, and what did he do? He just made things different. He established Rupa Goswami as the father of Bhakti. Can you imagine? Yeah. And then the smarta Brahmanas, how much protest they did. How much criticism they did. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Nityananda Prabhu to get married. Can you imagine? And then, because there was a reason, he said, look, you have to get married, because otherwise people will think that for developing prem, they must be sannyasis. So you have to get married. And then Nityananda Prabhu, it didn't complain about anything. He said, of course, wherever you order, your order is my life. And after, Vrindavana Das Thakur, he wrote Chaitanya Mangala, and he was a disciple of Nityananda Prabhu, and he was hearing offenses. People were criticizing Nityananda Prabhu because even nobody wants to marry the daughter of Nityananda Prabhu, because they said, oh, this is a daughter of a sannyasi. He was not a sannyasi. It's kind of, but he was not, but kind of, and then they spoke bad about Nityananda Prabhu. Então Chaitanya Mahaprabhu changed so many things he wants to break that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to break that. There is no bad karma or birth or nothing, bad birth, some low birth, low class, blah, blah, that can stop a person to advance in spiritual understanding by chanting the holy name. Kali Kalera Namarupe Krishna Avatar. Isn't it? In Kali Yuga, Krishna is present through his names. Kali Kalera Namarupe Krishna Avatar. That's Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay? So this is a very, very important point. to make about Kali Yuga. Hey, we are talking about Kali Yuga, so let's talk about the Kali Yuga Pavana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Pavana means the savior of the Kali Yuga. And this song is very beautiful. I don't know if you heard the songs, but you can look on internet, you can look at YouTube, Agni Dev Prabhu and others, they chant this song. It's called Kali Yuga Pavana. Pavana. And the song is like that. Kali Yuga Pavana, Kali Boya Nashana, Shri Satinandana, Gao He, Shri Satinandana, Gao He. Kali Boya Nashana, Boya é Baya, but in Bengali é Boya. So Kali Boya Nashana. Nashana means who kills the fear of Kali. Those know who kill the fear of Kali. Kali Boya Nashana, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's name. And Kali Yuga Pavana, the savior of Kali Yuga. And Shri Satinandana Gao He. Shri Satinandana Gao. Gao means sing. Shri Satinandana. The savior of Kali and the one who kills the fear of Kali. Okay, this song. And then the whole song, the names of Lord Chaitanya. Mayapur Ishwara, Radha Bhava Pura, so many names of Lord Chaitanya. Very beautiful, amazing, beautiful. So you can find that in YouTube or another platform. Okay. And so in the purport you heard, Prabhupada is telling that Maharaj Pariksit was saving by Krishna in the womb of his mother. Okay, and Dharma personified is praising Maharaj Pariksit in, telling him, thank you for being true to his exalted position. Prabhupada, that's very interesting, because you may have some position, but you are not up to the task or doing something wrong in such exalted position. We can see this in leaders, gurus, blah, blah, blah. But here he's telling, wow, you are in such a position and you are acting according to your position. So this is very, 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 very good, very amazing. I'm very impressed. Thank you for that. So very nice conversation, civilized, beautiful. And you know what? These dialogues and ideas, it purifies us. And, we should not be depressed because we are not like that. We should not be sad because we are not like that. We should be inspired and we should just desire to be like that. And the desire will change us. The desire for being like that will bring us to that platform. Just the desire. The point is, before cultivation of spiritual knowledge, before knowing this, we have no desire because we are in ignorance. So we have no proper desires, isn't it? Our desires are stupid and just put us down. But by hearing Bhagavatam, and we desire to be in the company of such people, we desire to be like them. We desire to be part of such a beautiful community with Krishna devotees thinking like that, talking like that, praising each other, being kind, be gentle, being honest. So we desire that. And then this desire will give us, a better lives, next lives, or maybe we can go to spiritual world. But even if you don't go, we are progressing. And this is very, very good. This is great news. This another song. This is great news that the holy name is here. Kali Kali Namarupa Krishna Avatar. In Kali Yuga, the holy name is present. Krishna is present through his names. This is Krishna Avatar. It's Namarupe, the holy name. That song, Surabhi Kunjite, Surabhi Kunjite, Namhata Koleche, Kodanitai, Kodanitai. This song say that Nityananda Prabhu himself, Kodanitai, he opened a Namhat in Surabhikunja. Borosuker Kaborgai, Borosuker Kaborgai. When you come to Parikrama, you hear the song. Borosuker Kaborgai, Borosuker Kaborgai, Surabhikunjete, Namahata Koleche, Kodanitai. Yeah. Borosuke, big news of happiness. Boro means big and suke means happiness. Borosuke Kaborgai, I'm talking, I'm saying. That's Bhaktivinoda. He said, I'm saying, Borosuke Kaborgai, Borosuke Kaborgai. So beautiful. He is telling great news of happiness. Surabhi Kunjete Namahata Koleche. In Surabhikunj, that's very near here where I live. Surabhikunjete Namahata Koleche. A market of the holy name was opened in the past. Koleche means past, was opened. Namahata Koleche Kodanitai by Nityananda himself. That's the song. That's the beautiful song. That's Borosuker Kaborkai. So beautiful, so beautiful. And the whole song is amazing. He said he is not considering who is qualified and who is not qualified, who has education, who doesn't, who has money, who has beauty, who is strong. He says that, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that Nityananda Prabhu is not considering anybody, it doesn't matter, not considering these externals to give the holy name. He is giving to anyone, but you cannot buy with dollar, you cannot buy with euro, you cannot buy with any currency. You only can buy with faith. You only can buy the holy name with faith. This is the song. The whole song is telling about that. So nice, so beautiful, so amazing. Thank you. Okay, I am done. If you please have questions, you can put here. Let me check the timing. Okay,
Hare
40
Krishna.
minutes, more than enough. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nitya Kishore Devi.
Jai Gauranga, Haribol.
Your classes are always beautiful. It seemed to me you are so much in love with Goran Thai pastimes, which is so beautiful. That is our life and soul. So thank you.
Haribol.
So what is, if anyone has a question, a comment, please, you may do so by raising your hand, and then we ask, hey, Grace, some nice questions.
No questions today.
Nitya Kishore, it seemed to me when the personality of Dharma was speaking, he was saying that he is not in doubt the qualities of Parikshit Maharaj because he belongs to the Yadu dynasty. Now, you said, and Srila Prabhupada has also said, what's the name? Lord Chaitanya himself, you said that it's one of his main agenda coming to this world to do away with the caste system. Should we consider what Dharma, the personality of Dharma, was saying here to be a caste system, that he's saying it because Maharaj Parikshit belongs to the Kuru dynasty, these good qualities are expected of him? Or is it because Maharaj Parikshit, being a grandson of Arjuna, is expected to, like in modern science, we say genetically have some of the qualities of his grandparents? If you can throw one,
Get out.
Hare Krishna.
Because, yeah.
Can
Did you get my question?
Yeah, of course, yes,
Okay,
I
good.
got it. I
Okay.
got it. You know what? The point is, it's natural to expect from a person. Okay, we say that's natural to say for anybody, not unnatural. You can say, this is the grandson of Arjuna, you know?
Yeah.
That's natural. But in Kali Yuga, many times this crashed. People come from very, how can I say, good background, and then like Brahminical big families. Look, the example of Jagai Madai, that was actually Jagannath and Madhava, came from Brahminical families, both of them, and were criminals, became criminals. That's Kali Yuga. And then, you know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, pastimes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Lila, everything, we have to understand how he wants to establish, you know, the process of purification for everyone and everyone. And also an alert. Look, these people came from the Brahminical family, and look who they became, criminals. Okay, so be very careful. That's the message. You understand? But in this point, in this point here, he is true to his position. Exactly what Prabhupada said. So Dharma is elogizing, like, look, because, you know, it's not like that in any other yugas. It never existed that somebody, you know, came, you know, like from a good family and then became criminal. This is not like never happened, but it was extremely rare. But now in Kali Yuga, it's the normal. You understand? And the opposite is very rare. Like somebody comes from a very good family and then they become many times. Look, let's bring it to reality. Like that, I know everybody likes reality more than history, than everything else. Look, many sons and daughters of devotees. And then some people say, oh, the parents were so good devotees. And then you see the kids, they're not chanting, or they are involved with drugs. You see that happened. Or they don't care about Krishna, or they don't know anything about it, or they don't care about it. And many times they come from very dedicated parents in devotional service, isn't it? But they even, you know, abandoned everything, the spiritual master, everything. But some of them are good, you know. Some of them became kirtaniyas, you know, and lovers of the holy names and preachers. You know, we expect that more than the opposite. But in Kali Yuga, it happens. It's just like I like us to be more conscious about what's happening. Because, you know, if we are conscious and then we get more balance in our life by being cool with everything around us, because we expect that Kali Yuga is a mess. Sorry to say, very straight, very clear. Kali Yuga is a mess. So don't get disturbed or surprised or, you know, with crazy things and opposite results of things that Kali Yuga, you know. And here, it's not the caste system. Caste system, how can I say about caste system that time? No, you know, that was no caste system because they didn't need to push. Like, you have to accept me. I'm from a Brahminical family. You have to respect me. You didn't have to do that because you're natural, good. But then in Kali Yuga, you are cheating people and somebody's just like, but you're supposed to be a Brahmana. You're supposed to, No, but what you're questioning me? I am very important. I am this, I am that. Okay. You know, but actually many times, like, look what happened with Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He had to fight with the Smarta Brahmanas. Nowadays, okay, Bhaktivinoda Thakur established the Yoga Pita in this side of the Ganga. But before him, it was in another side of the Ganga. And there was a yoga pit with people giving donations. But by studying the maps and the old books, he understood that the Yoga Pita was in this side, not the another side. And, you know, all of them went to court for that matter. And the judge gave cause gain, you know, gave the cause to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but he was not alive. You know, it was 2 years after he was dead. But he gave. But till today, some Smarta Brahmanas from Navadvip say, oh, Yoga Pita is not there. It's here. I said, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur said no. He wrote 100 books. Who has more authority than him to say that? Why you don't accept his authority? Why you have a problem with his authority? From where the Yoga Pita is? You know? So I hope it is clear. Caste system, I don't think it was that time, you know. It's just natural. When caste system became a caste, it's because when you have to force people to accept your superior position without you have the qualities and the character needed for, you know, being honored, you know, and recognized as such. I think this is the point.
Yeah, thank you so much for the answer, Nitya Kishore. And your answer actually clears so much things in my mind, and it also reminds me of an event that took place some time ago. My then temple president had gone to seek some sort of financial help from one of our members. But it appears the way he spoke to the member to get the money was not a proper way. So later on, I went to see him, and he was so furious. So he carried all the books he's been buying from devotees, and then he dropped them on his desk. Says, you have all these books and you're still living this double lifestyle. So what I'm trying to deduce from this text and the lecture you gave is that for us being followers of Srila Prabhupada, so much would be expected of us from the community, especially those who know what Srila Prabhupada stands for. And therefore, if we do not behave accordingly, people will be quick and, of course, right to say, look at this person, he calls himself a member of ISKCON, he calls himself a member of Srila Prabhupada, but look at what he's doing. But in other words, the other way around, if we do something good, something wonderful, then others will also say, well, I'm not surprised. He's coming from the line of A.C. Bhaktivedanta. What do you think about that?
Yeah. It is a natural course of things. Yeah, but you know, like we have to worry about our spiritual life, not only because of people will think or saying about it. You just, if you are honest, you don't have to, how can I say, get so concerned
about what others will say.
If you're honest, because you know, a brahmachari is a celibate. This is the English, proper English.
Yeah,
a celibate. Yes, this is a brahmachari, and if you have a sexual desire, you must get married, and then you are not a cheater. That's it. So easy, isn't it? There is a space for everyone, and And then if you think you are ready to surrender your life, you take sannyas. If you have anything inside, don't take it. Don't take it. Isn't it? So in this way, Prabhupada said, once one devotee was unhappy, and Prabhupada said, why this person is unhappy? Devotee must be happy. And it's very interesting. This statement is very serious statement. In one sense, that Krishna in Bhagavad Gita gives so many options for us to serve. Or if you cannot surrender, study. If you cannot study, practice sadhana. No, I can't. Okay, so work and give some money to my cause, to my devotees, give charity. And in this way, you can progress. Everything what we are doing is for progressing in spiritual life, in spiritual understanding. And then how much good karma or bad karma do you have? And then you balance that inside your activities. So you don't have to lie. You don't have to fake yourself, something that you are not. You don't. You just do wherever, like is there in your heart. I want to do that with enthusiasm and love. I want to do this. Okay, book distribution is the best activity. Oh, you know what? I am an artist. I like to paint. What's the problem with that? Tell me. What's the problem with that? What's the difference between a book distributor and a person who, is painting? Today, so many paintings that we see inspire us, made by whom? Amazing Vaishnavas, artists.
Yeah.
So this is an important point. Okay. So
thank you so much. Kusha Prabhu, please unmute.
Haribol, Kusha.
Hare Krishna, Mother. How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you.
Are you very happy?
Dandavats. Huh?
Hare Krishna. Are you very happy?
Very happy. Nobody's very happy much in the world, but I am okay.
I have a question based on your last answer now.
Okay.
Can I just not give charity and just accept charity from people and eat prasadam to attain perfection? Because in devotional service,
okay, those who should accept charity?
Anybody.
Which varna? No, just
I'm
a
coming.
second. Which varna? Which ashrama?
When you cook prasadam for the feast, the devotees will accept the prasadam because you are rendering service. If you cook prasadam and devotees don't accept it, you have no service to render. So the people who are accepting charity, are they in any way engaging us for giving charity? Because without receiving, there will be no giving. So can somebody also attain perfection only by accepting charity?
By accepting charity. And what the person will do with this charity? I'm sorry, I'm a very practical person.
Yeah, I'm also very practical. The person will consume the charity, like we consume prasadam.
Oh, the person will take the charity for what? For cooking.
No, he's saying that somebody is distributing prasadam, and somebody is receiving the prasadam, and consuming the prasadam.
Okay,
so the
let me come
person
again.
consuming the
In
prasadam,
devotional service.
No, just a second.
Right?
Let Sahadeva speak. Sahadeva, please tell me.
So he's
Somebody
saying that
what?
the person consuming the prasadam, because he is receiving, he is making headway in his devotional life. So
because the person is eating prasada.
yes.
So if by eating prasada, by having prasada, the person becomes purified,
Yes.
and by becoming purified, they will become how can I say enthusiastic to do anything for Krishna, and to speak, to read, to do anything. But of course, eating prasada is for your own purification, is not a service. Okay? It's on purification. Japa is on purification. I heard that nonsense before. Or this is service to prasada. No, this is sadhana. Sadhana, you take a certain type of food in a certain time, offered to Krishna in a certain way. That's your sadhana. It's part of your sadhana. To take prasada and chant the holy name. Japa is for your purification. Harinam is for others. Take prasada is for your own purification. Distribute prasada is for others. So, and there is something else very, very important. This energy where you feel happiness by serving others, it's called Hladini Shakti. You feel happiness by serving others. And this mentality that you are very happy when you are the center is the energy who is bounding us in the material world. Who has Hladini Shakti? The spiritual master. When the guru is happy with you, he gives you Hladini Shakti. And then your taste changed. Your taste changes. You will be happy by giving, not by taking. But it doesn't mean that if you only want to take, you are doing anything wrong. It's not about wrong or right. It's just about how the process works when we practice by seeing the whole thing that happens with the soul in the material body, trying to become free from the influence of material energy. That is not right or wrong, or this is you are bad, or you're very good, or you're blah, you're or you are There is no such a thing. There is only one thing: the process, and how we go through the process. I hope it's clear. That's a serious
Yes.
subject. Yeah.
Yeah, Madam NITYA, Kishore, I don't know. Kusha, do you have a question? I have a question. Okay, Gail
Yeah,
has
I'm
okay.
back. My network
Okay.
went off. So my question, I don't want to go back there, but I will listen to it on YouTube to see what you said. But my
Good.
concern still remains that in devotional service, there are 9 processes. If one doesn't engage us, we have no service.
If what?
If somebody does not engage us, we have no service.
Okay,
If we
let me
don't
tell
eat
you.
prasadam in the temple,
Just a second,
those who
Kusha.
cook
From
in
this
temple room have no
statement,
service.
no. First of
To
all,
me, who is eating the prasadam, I'm engaging them by eating the prasadam.
if somebody doesn't engage us, we don't have a service. This is not from Shastra. I'm sorry.
It is
First
Shastra.
of all, no.
I'll
If
give
somebody
you
doesn't
example.
engage you, you have no service. You can engage yourself. What do you mean?
No, I'm coming. I'll give you one practical example. I'm very practical. Those who cook prasadam for devotees in the temple, their
Okay.
seva is to cook prasadam, not
Okay.
bulk distribution.
Okay.
And the prasadam they cook, Mayapur, for example, the devotees are eating the prasadam, Brahmachari ashram.
Okay.
If they are not there, the cooks, what is their service?
They
But they
can
have no
give to,
service.
they can give to the
service is those who are
villages.
accepting the prasadam. That's my
They can-
argument. So
Okay.
can somebody only attain perfection by only accepting prasadam?
Just a second, Kusha, just a second. Sahadeva, Gail has a question.
Yeah.
I want to have a comment about Kusha's statements or what he's saying.
Okay.
If we make up philosophy, we will not be happy. This is the only thing I have to say. You want to know something. What's the acharyas are saying about that matter, that subject? What Narottam Das Thakur is saying, what Rupa Goswami is saying, or what Jiva Goswami is saying, what Prabhupada is saying about the matter that you were thinking. And then it will guide you. But if you leave your mind guide you, you're going to be crazy, because the mind is bounded in the material world. It's not going anywhere spiritually. Okay, that's the mind. So
All right,
this is my comment.
Gail,
Gail.
you may unmute.
Hare,
Please.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
I would just like to
Haribo.
I just like to reconcile what you've said with what Rupa Goswami say about this honoring prasadam. So I think I've understood you to say that the honoring prasadam is for our purification.
Exactly.
Right? And then I'm also thinking about honoring prasadam as a loving exchange, as Rupa Goswami encourages us to do in Nectar of Instruction.
Mm-hmm.
So if I think therefore that possibly it is also the consciousness with which we honor prasadam that determines the effect, or the potency of that honoring. So if we take prasadam in the mood of simple sense gratification, purification. Purification will be there, but it will not be to the same level as if we take
Who
that
told you that, Gail? Who told you that? Who told you that?
Who told me that?
Yes, you are telling that if we take prasadam that we like, let's suppose I'm telling you that in front of Mayapur temple there is pizza. So if you go there and because you want to eat pizza, because you enjoy pizza, you are thinking this because you're not becoming purified?
Oh,
so
no, I did not say that. I did not say that. No. Yes, of course, you come in touch with fire, you must get burnt.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
yeah. So that was a misunderstanding there.
Okay,
No,
so please clarify.
Yes,
Clarify.
I am saying that prasadam is always purifying.
Okay.
But the mood in which you take prasadam also has varying levels of effects on our consciousness. A person who takes prasadam in the mood of sense gratification, he will definitely become purified, but his level of advancement would not be to the same extent as a person who honors that same prasadam in the mood of, this is, he who's only thinking about how this prasadam must have pleased Krishna, thinking about Krishna's pleasure only.
Is this a question? Is this a question or a statement?
Yes, it's a question because I was trying to understand how we reconcile the fact that Rupa Goswami says that the taking of prasadam is a loving exchange with your statement that says that taking prasadam is only for our purification.
One thing doesn't crush another. They're not contradictory. In their relationship between devotees, giving prasad and accepting prasad is loving exchange. There are so many things that's loving exchange between devotees. Teaching, listening, according to Padeshamrita. But let me clarify something about your statement about the consciousness, how to eat prasada. Once one person asked Radhanatha Swami Maharaj. He said to Radhanatha Swami Maharaj, look, Maharaj, when I was at home, I was eating much more simple than what I'm eating right now. So now that I'm between devotees, this food is so much and so good and so much variety. It's not sense gratification. It's worse than before. And then Maharaj said, wherever you were eating before, that was no prasad. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're eating now is for your own purification. The point is the act of having prasad and then even you are thinking because you like and it is delicious. This will purify in your conscience that one day you'll be very grateful that instead of eating something else, you are eating prasad. One day you will cry by thinking, I am so happy to have prasad because maybe I could be somewhere eating everywhere, anywhere. But it doesn't matter, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Prabhupada, and Paramatma not counting that you are having sense gratification in your tongue because you are eating a good prasada. They are only counting that you are getting purified by that. And one day you feel this natural. You don't have to force, and it's the same for everyone. It's just our consciousness. Just a second. I heard you. It's just the consciousness or the happiness or the deepen of the sentiments towards Krishna that's different from a person who is eating for sense gratification because he loves to eat, and another one who is remembering that came from Prabhupada and Krishna. But there is nothing like there's not a problem with that. It's just the process going. There's not a real problem with that. There's not a problem. Yeah, this is let me tell you something, Gail. I'm not talking to you from my mind. I heard this from Radhanatha Swami, and I heard this from Japataka Swami. He ordered to put pizza and pasta in the Mahaprasada shop because devotees like pizza and pasta. I'm telling you, this is truth. All of you here, devotees, guys that had been to Mayapur know that in Mayapur Mahaprasada they are selling pizza and pasta.
We queue up during the Guru Puja to take pizza.
There is nothing wrong with enjoying prasadam. I never said that either. Nothing is wrong with enjoying prasadam.
Mother Gail, Hare Krishna, if I may come in, I think if I understood what you were saying, you wanted to find out from Mother Nitya Kishore if your sentiment or your idea about honorary prasadam, whatever, is right, in the sense that you were talking about how fast, how effective prasadam is going to have influence on different people who honor prasadam. And I kind of understand where you're coming from, in the sense that, especially in medicine, it is said that about 80–90% of our diseases are all coming from the mind. So first of all, if we're able to cure the mind, we'll be able to cure lots of diseases. And so when someone has pain and you're giving such a person a pain medicine, and you tell the person, this medicine is for pain, the efficacy of the pain medicine gets higher.
Sorry, Prabhu.
Excuse me. Yes.
Sorry. It's like you didn't get the Mataji's question. I was just trying to say it to Mother Nitya Kishore. She was asking that Mataji said that if somebody is taking prasada, is for his own purification. Yeah. Now the Mataji wants an explanation. How can we understand also when devotee, when in Upadeshamrita, Srila Rupa Goswami said that one of the loving exchanges is to give prasadam and accept prasadam.
Yeah.
That is what she said.
Loving exchanging is a purification. Loving exchanging is a purification. You accept prasada is a loving exchange and a purification at the same time. There is no contradiction. But about prasada and so-called sense gratification, I'm telling you that we have to repeat the Shastras. In the Shastras, there is no such a thing. It's like the third verse of Shikshastakam. What's the verse?
Everything we do in Krishna consciousness is for our own purification. Why are you singling out the taking of prasadam? If we distribute books, that also is for our own purification. Everything.
Gail, in the Bhagavatam class that I'm giving as a teacher, I have to be very specific. You understand what I mean? If you go to MBA class, and then if you hear a workshop, 1 hour, 30 minutes, you hear general things. If you go to MBA for 2 years, you hear specific things. So there's some activities only for you. And then there's some activities that for you and for the benefit of others. For example, Harinam Sankirtan is a very specific. I'm not giving here a general class outside. I'm talking to Bhaktas, and they have to know. They have to understand properly.
When Maharajas take prasadam, is it for their own purification only also?
Of course is it. You can ask your spiritual master. You can ask the devotee senior, because they cannot say anything against Shastras. Prasad is for your own purification, and loving exchanging is for own purification too. But there are some activities like prasad distribution and the gopis. The gopis are saying that the people in the world, the most charitable are those who speak to others the pastimes of Krishna. The magnanimous, they are very magnanimous. What magnanimous person means? Means a person who is giving to others. So if I go to Vrindavan, and then I'm doing Vrajamandala Parikrama, is for my own purification.
If I make a dish for you out of love, is it only for the sake of your own purification that you are accepting the thing that I made for you out of love? When a Maharaj leaves some of his remnants for his well-wishers and followers and disciples to take, is that only for his purification?
I think you have to ask your spiritual master. It's better, isn't it? Because for me to reply to questions for you, you have to trust me as a teacher. So
trust means I listen openly, but if you're saying something that is contradicting something,
not contradiction, no. If you think what I'm thinking is contradiction, that you have to bring the Shastra, or you have to bring some Acharya.
Upadeshamrita, who said that taking prasadam is a loving exchange. Just
loving
like,
exchanging is on purification, Gail. Love exchanging is also. No, just a second. No. I am the speaker. I am the speaker. I have the rights. I am the speaker.
Go ahead.
I am the speaker. So, Gail, if you are thinking this is a contradiction, please speak to your spiritual master. Loving exchanging is for own purification. And some other activities, like a person make a temple, is for both. A person build a temple. A person build a temple is for both for others and both for themselves. But another activities are just internal, like japa in the morning is for yourself. Must have time for yourself. You know, some people, they don't change japa, they only serve others. Their spiritual life is in risk. That's very interesting. This is a very practical stuff that we have to understand. What we are doing for ourselves and what we are doing for others. For example, when a person goes and japa is for the own purification. Reading is for own purification. Some people, they don't read, they don't change japa. They just go outside and distribute books. They serve prasada. So they don't take care of themselves. And after some times, their spiritual life is ruined.
But
so
even
I'm making
for your own purification is
just a second. You have to raise
everybody.
Just a second.
Everybody. So it's the
just a second.
Vision is that it's just purifying yourself. But
yes,
you're helping everybody. Every devotional service helps yourself as well as everybody.
No,
Yeah,
No.
I do not find any similar contradiction in what we are
There is no
discussing here.
contradiction and no contradiction Nitya Niwata is
Yeah,
saying.
what I'm saying is that Nitya Kishore Devi is saying that there are some activities when we do or engage ourselves in such activities, it benefits the practitioner alone. And there are some activities when we engage ourselves in, it benefits the practitioner as well as others. So she's giving,
You can say direct and indirect benefits. Direct and indirect.
She gave an example like chanting japa.
Chanting
for
japa.
oneself, right?
For oneself.
And then when someone honors prashadam, it's for oneself. And so when someone gives out prashadam, it's for oneself. So the person giving prashadam can also honor the prashadam. So you get both things. You giving, you which is a loving exchange, and then you honoring, which is also purifying yourself.
Yes, a deep studying of the books will show the person the different activities, because he's describing in Bhaktivinoda Thakur books many times, because he's very expert to guide in this regard. So this study will show. There is one person here with the raised hand. Who is this?
It's
Sahadeva. No, another
Gail.
one.
Somebody has the hand raised?
Yes.
Oh, Kavika Napur, yes, please, unmute.
Yes.
Sorry.
Nitya Kishore Mataji. Mataji, I love your authoritative nature. It's very nice. So
Hare Krishna. Jai Prabhupada.
No, Hare Krishna Mataji, I love that, it's very good, If you are the one in charge, then you must take control. It's good. So I have a question. My question is regarding the prasadam. Like you mentioned, you mentioned that yes, prasadam is for our own purification.
Yes.
So you gave a very good example. Sorry, I'm in a dark place. That's why I'm not using my video. It's a little bit dark here.
Okay.
So
no problem.
And then we gave an example of a pizza. And let's say cake or nice tasty prasadam. It's for our own purification. So at what level abstinence from prasadam becomes purification itself? Like we hear about the Goswamis, sometimes they even forget to take that prasadam, which is for purification. They forget to take prasadam. Like for example, Raghunath, is it Raghunath? One of the Raghunaths, I'm mixing them up. Who always take maybe a handful of kill for a day, or sometimes we even forget to take. So at what point we even and also we remember Chaitanya Mahaprabhu warned Jagadananda Pandit about eating luxurious prasadam. So at what time abstaining from prasadam itself become purification?
Very good. Very good. I love this question. Let me tell you something. I'm so lucky that I could prepare myself by be more cautious to study the books. So then, you are talking about Raghunatha Bhatta. Raghunatha Bhatta. So this is a very good question that so many people have. So like why he forgot to take in prasada? We go back to the Chaturvarnya Maya Shristam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. Krishna says there are 4 ashramas and 4 varnas, and all of them they were created by me. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't say to the spiritual master of Gadadhara Pandit, that's Vrishabhanu. No, what's his name? I forgot. He was living in a very luxurious place, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Gadadhara Pandita to go there and take initiation from this person, and then he took initiation from this person. He was living in a very luxurious place. And then you see another devotee complete, not eating practically anything. And then you get another devotee that is eating the remnants of the cows. So they are not, let me tell you something, Kavikarnapur, very, very important. These people are not faking some renunciation. They are not faking some behavior to consider. Pundarika Vidyanidhi, thank you, Prabhu. Pundarika Vidyanidhi. They are not faking anything. This is just their way to serve. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
We
yes,
are
Mataji.
so happy when somebody comes to the temple and fall in love with the prasada and eat a lot, isn't it? And of course, with time and age, it will diminish. And the consciousness of being grateful and be calm and cutting some of sweet, because this is, I cannot eat, I cannot drink milk. Me, myself, for example, I cannot eat rice every day. I feel sick. So there are so many things that I cannot eat. After 30 years being ISKCON, 32 years, there is something that I cannot eat. You understand? It happens naturally. I'm not eating the pizza, Mahaprasada in the temple, neither the pasta, because I cannot eat this and I feel no attraction for that. I feel attraction about something else now. But before this, it was very nice. So it depends on different phases. It doesn't mean that if you are not like Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, you are not spiritually advanced. It doesn't mean that. You understand? It depends on each person. We shouldn't get these examples and bring them as ideal model. You understand? We shouldn't. It's something, oh, this is very nice, not for me, or maybe not for the person, not like I wish to be like that, I have to be like that, and then I will advance spiritually when I forget to take prasada, or when I eat in the remnants from the cows. There are all kinds of devotees in Bhagavatam. Some of them are brahmanas, some of them are kings, some of them are sages, live in the forest. It depends on their nature. You understand? And another thing that you mentioned something else that I forgot now. Kavikarnapur.
Yes.
You mentioned
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah, I was just saying that at what time, I was trying to compare, okay, devotee loving to hear varieties of prasadam, and I was giving that in relation to Raghunath Das Goswami, who was only taking care. I was saying at what time a devotee, abstinence from prasadam become a source of advancement for a devotee. That was what I said.
I didn't understand.
What
he's saying is, we know that
explained.
when we, okay, he says you already explained, so that is good. But I have a question. I have a different question, Mother Nitya Kishore. I mean, your time is getting late to your time, but please.
No
my
problem.
question is from the text itself. It's talking about Krishna and his devotees.
Okay.
So in our case, it's we as disciples, devotees, and our gurus. So Krishna, who is the Supreme Lord and the spiritual master of Arjuna, actually became a chariot driver.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
then he became a messenger.
Okay,
He
yes.
even became a watchman.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
how does an ordinary devotee, a disciple, ask his guru for a particular help? And what is the offense that comes along with that for a disciple asking his spiritual master for a particular help? And then what should also be the mood of the spiritual master doing the necessary thing to helping his disciple without either of them having any ill feelings, like the spiritual master feeling, look at my disciple engaging me in this activity, or the disciple thinking that, oh yes, you are my spiritual master, but I want you to do this for me, do it. It's, excuse my language, it's kind of crazy for a disciple to assume that he or she wants to engage the spiritual master doing something for him, like Arjuna asked Krishna to do. So what should be the mindset of especially the disciple?
First of all, this is Krishna Lila, and here we are not in Krishna Lila. First of all, we should differentiate. When Krishna comes, they're all liberated souls with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or with Krishna. Without being liberated, you cannot do a pastime. You cannot be in the Lila without being liberated. Jayapataka Maharaj said that after being liberated, we join Krishna Lila in any universe. That's what he says. Okay, so this is not, we are not in Krishna Lila here. We are conditioned souls, ordinary conditioned souls, trying to advance spiritually. And as far as I read and heard, is not the etiquette, it's against the etiquette asking things from the spiritual master. We have to do the opposite, but offering instead of asking. Or like we ask for initiation, for example, isn't it? Or maybe you need a letter recommendation. For example, let's suppose that my spiritual master is in America and he knows me for so many years. So let's suppose that I have to go to a temple and I can ask him, but I would rather ask other Brahmanas, friends and God brothers, God and sisters, than bother my spiritual master, I myself. But let's suppose that it's needed. And then the person can humbly request. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sending clothes to Rupa and Sanatana Goswami in Vrindavana through the courier, to the post, sending gifts to them because they knew they were there, doing so much tapasya. This is described in Bhakti Ratnakara, a very, very important book that's explain details about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's main associates of their lives, some specialities of their character, where they were born. It's a very nice book. This is Bhakti Ratnakara, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so kind. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Like Subhaga Maharaj says, he is restricted by the Shastra. He can't say things that are not in the Shastra. Just come from your mind. You have to hear from somebody exalted or read from a book. Otherwise, you can't say, you can say, I don't know this. You can say, I cannot say, but you cannot speculate from our mind. That's very interesting. Our mind can say, but this is pasta and pizza. How is that a purification? But Radhanatha Swami Jayapataka Maharaj and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, this is purification. It doesn't matter if you like, it's for your tongue, you enjoy, it doesn't matter, it's for your purification. They're saying. So then we think, how that's possible? But this is the way it works, isn't it? Okay.
Well,
Any more questions?
Thank you so much, Mother Nitya Kishore, for your beautiful class, as always. Srimad Prabhu, if you're here, do you have something to say before we bring the class to a close? Srimad Prabhu, is he still here?
Shriman Varaha Prabhu, he said the name of Pundarika Vidyanidhi. This is the spiritual master of Gadadhara Pandita. This was very rich. Was very rich. He was doing something,
Yeah.
Mataji, I like your studio.
Well, Nitya Kishore Devi, I thank you so much for the answer you gave to my question. So devotees here and whoever will be watching this tape later on will get to know that we are not yet pure devotees to be imitating the pastimes of Shri Krishna and his devotees.
That's
So,
for sure. That's
yeah.
for sure.
We should be very careful. Sometimes it's so
for
easy
sure.
for us to say, oh, it's a pastime, so we have to learn from this. But some pastimes are not meant for conditioned souls like myself. I don't know about everyone else, but for myself, there are some pastimes they are not meant for.
You know, Sahadev, you were speaking before. It's because the comment plus the question became long, so sometimes I missed. You spoke in the beginning that Krishna became a messenger. Krishna became a driver, chariot. You know, there's so many things, but also it has to do with rasa. Because you know what? Krishna was Arjuna's friend, not a boss. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a master.
Yeah.
Krishna was Arjuna's friend. Their rasa is Sakya rasa. So things like that are things that you do for another friend. You know, oh, can you please drive my car today? Can you please help me with this? Can you please do this for me? You know, and you know, we are talking about things that Krishna did to Arjuna, and so many things Arjuna did for Krishna. They did so many things together. It described in different books. You know, but this is their mood. You know, Bhagavad Gita, before Krishna starts to instruct, you know,
Arjuna.
They finished the relationship, the mood changed. I accept you as my spiritual master. Please guide me, instruct me, guide me. He said they changed, they changed from one mood to another. No rasabasa. You know what I mean? No rasabasa. They changed from one to another. That's very interesting. Yes, Kavikarnapur.
Kavikarnapur, you have something to share, please?
Yes, Mataji, your comment now about Arjuna and Krishna relationship brought another question in my mind.
Okay.
And then this question is from a Krishna book.
Okay.
I remember that past times when Arjuna went to Dwaraka and the Brahmana son was dying, and the Brahmana was accusing Krishna. So I was reading there, and Arjuna was decided to take over and protect the Brahmana. And instead of him taking shelter of Krishna, he decided to take shelter of Lord Shiva, and he was boasting about Lord Shiva. So how can we understand this kind of display of Arjuna in this rasa?
Oh, but where is this pastime? I don't remember this pastime. Where is it?
It's a Canto 10, chapter 89. After the pastimes of Brigu going to the different Lord Vishnu, Lord Brahma, and Lord Shiva.
This is a very big pastimes when Arjuna, not Krishna. Arjuna was accused because he promised to the Brahma, I will take your son, I will get your son, and then he couldn't. And then it was just like, how is that possible? I'm doing, you cannot protect. You are not a real kshatriya. He was accused by the Brahmana, he said, and then you know what happened? You remember why this happening? It's because Vishnu was hiding the son because he wanted to see Krishna and Arjuna together. This is the end of the pastime. Yes, this is the reason why to rescue, you know, the son of the Brahmana was very difficult because, and then they took they took the horses, Krishna's horses, and they were in the universe, you know, with these horses. So it's just like one more adventure of two friends, and it happened because Vishnu wanted to see Krishna and Arjuna together. Okay, I think you have to go back and see more details. Read it again.
No, Mataji, what I was asking is, you know, at a particular time, the Brahmana was accusing Krishna and Ugrasena that they could not protect his child. So Arjuna now said that, so don't worry about Krishna. If Krishna cannot protect your child, don't worry. Me, Arjuna, the carrier of Gandhi.
I'm doing. Yes, right. Yeah, because they are the kings, and then he was upset with them, and then Arjuna said, "No, I'm doing." Isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
You're right.
And what happened after that was because Prabhupada explained in the purport there that because Krishna could not protect the son of the Brahmana, so Arjuna did not take shelter of Krishna at that particular time. He decided to take shelter of Lord Shiva.
Oh, really? But you know what? They are all friends. They are dear to each other. They all love each other. There is no such dispute or problem, to take shelter of. Especially Prabhupada said that Shiva is 98% Krishna, isn't it? Yeah. So there is no contradiction. But Prabhupada, you know what? Prabhupada was very much conservator, about demigods worship, because he wanted to protect us of the confusion that we see in India, that nobody, Krishna is the supreme. Krishna is Param Brahma. And there are so many evidences. But nowadays, they just can't grasp that Krishna is the Param Brahma. Not Vishnu, not Shiva, not Brahma, not Ganesh, not Kali, not Durga. Or they say they don't want to accept Krishna. Or no, everybody's equal. Panchopasana, everybody's equal. But actually, no. So Prabhupada, he just didn't glorify enough or spoke about the demigods because he wanted to protect us from the confusion. But as we mature, we should understand the greatness, the importance of the demigods, and just relax. But Prabhupada didn't want us to put them on the altar, and worship them, or becoming confused to whom to ask. You just have to ask Krishna. He is the supreme. He is take care of you. This is bhakti. You understand? That's Prabhupada's mood and Prabhupada's instructions to protect us, because Kali Yuga is full of difficulties. This is adjustments to overcome Kali Yuga influence. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mataji. Happy.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Arjuna was a devotee of Lord Shiva, but like you're saying, when one becomes mature, that will not be a danger. But at our level, there can be a lot of misconception. That's why he gave him the Pashupata weapon. So thank you so much, Mother Nitya Kishore, for your wonderful class, and we hope to have your association again next month, Krishna willing.
Thank you very much for your invitation. It's a pleasure all the time. I like the challenge. I like the hot seat.
It's our honor to have your association. Hare Krishna.
Sadhe Prabhu, please always encourage Kusha Prabhu to bring Mataji once in a month. She's very enthusiastic speaker.
Yeah, we'll try. She's busy, but we'll try. We'll try to get hold of her.
Haribo.
Okay, so at this point, we're going to ask all the devotees to kindly unmute, and then we chant big Hare Krishna, our mantra to express our appreciation.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
All glories to Her Grace, Nitya Kishore Devi ki jai.
Jaya.